Orcas are undoubtedly one of the top predators of the ocean. That's why they've earned the title of killer whales, right? But despite this, there are several animals that still have the guts to face these sea monsters. In this video, we will meet some of these intrepid animals, from cute narwhals to fierce great white sharks. We will see how some marine animals manage to change the rules of the prey and predator game. Let's get started. The first of the sea monsters we'll see is the cause of some phobias and the protagonist of several horror movies. Orcas flee in terror when they detect the presence of one of these specimens, and no wonder. We are undoubtedly talking about the great white shark, but being this sea monster also has its disadvantages. These sharks don't have the ability to spit, so anything that gets stuck in their jaws could lead them straight to death. And that's exactly what happened to this great white shark. Thinking it would make a good meal, it decided to bite a sea turtle that was too big, causing it to get stuck in its throat. The shark was spotted alive one day before its death, roaming the ocean with its prey stuck between its jaws. The next day, its corpse was found entangled in a fishing net, which leads us to believe that a shark of this size has no chance of survival when something gets stuck in its throat. It is quite common for this to happen because to breathe, sharks must keep their mouths open so that seawater can enter. Then their gills take care of taking oxygen from the water to complete the respiratory process. Can you imagine what your life would be like if just by breathing you ran the risk of dying? There is a species of large marine fish that are just as deadly as shark. They are swordfish. In fact, only orcas and mako sharks dare to face these fish. But we should ask ourselves if these prey are only trying to defend themselves or if they are also capable of attacking their opponents until they drive them away. They are described as one of the most impressive and powerful marine fish that inhabit the seas, with lengths of over 4 meters and a weight of approximately 650 kilograms. To demonstrate how lethal these swordfish can be, we will tell you the story of the thresher shark that had the misfortune of crossing paths with one of these elongated fish. In the midst of the pandemic in April 2020, the body of a thresher shark with a large piece of swordfish embedded in its belly was found on the coast of Libya. Researchers immediately noticed that it was part of the body of a swordfish, nothing less than almost 5 meters of the defensive sword of one of these specimens. The questions that arose revolved around the behavior of the swordfish. If thresher sharks are not a direct threat to swordfish, as they do not usually hunt them, was the fish only defending its territory? Was there a third party involved that instigated the fight between them? Or did the fish confuse the shark with another predator? Despite having lost an important part of its body, it is very likely that this swordfish survived without problems, although it no longer has an important part of its defense system. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to give it a like. Each like is of great help to continue creating interesting content. Let's continue. Orcas are very cunning and fast predators who usually work in groups to bring down large prey when necessary. But despite their ability to hunt in groups, sperm whales remain somewhat difficult to capture. The sperm whale can measure up to 16 meters long and has an approximate weight of 45,000 kilograms. It may seem like too much food for an orca, but let's not forget that we have already mentioned that these predators usually hunt in groups when the prey is too large. But of course, sperm whales also have their tricks up their sleeves when it comes to defending themselves from these attacks, especially when their young are the target. Like orcas, sperm whales act in groups, forming protective barriers to defend the most vulnerable. They also use their ability to generate strong sounds to imitate and confuse their attackers. Finally, we must not forget their extremely powerful tails, with which they can send their opponents very far or seriously injure them, causing their death. But in case all else fails, males usually take control of the situation and ram the attackers until they drive them away. The next animal we'll learn about is called the sea unicorn, but they are not as innocent as their nickname suggests. The reality is that very little is known about these marine animals because they are very elusive. They usually inhabit deep and inaccessible waters for researchers and flee in terror when they detect boats or helicopters lurking nearby. But these creatures are no mystery to orcas. They know very well what they are facing when a narwhal approaches them. The pointed artifact that narwhals have on their forehead is not a horn, but a tusk, which they often use to pierce their attackers. Some researchers claim that narwhals use their tusk primarily to break through ice to move forward. Others argue that it is their only mechanism of defense against predators. What they are sure of is that it is a unique structure in nature. Most horns or tusks of other animals are usually curved, but the narwhal's tusk has a spiral shape, which gives them incredible flexibility. They can bend their tusk in any direction knowing that it won't break, and often it saves them from getting trapped under the ice, although it is not common for these two animals to face each other. Since narwhals usually flee from danger, orcas know perfectly well that approaching one of them can be fatal. Subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any video. We upload videos every week. Join our community and be the first to see our content. Let's continue. The last marine creature we will learn about is pilot whales. In Iceland, footage was captured of a group of orcas swimming peacefully until they detect a pilot whale lurking nearby. The orcas immediately fall silent and decide to swim away from the intruder. It's really strange behavior for orcas. But what researchers wondered is why there are conflicts between these two species. They don't consume the same food, so they don't usually fight to get the best prey. So why do pilot whales attack orcas? What many researchers suggest is that there is a rivalry between the two species that leads pilot whales to attack orcas on impulse, even though they don't feed on them. The truth is that orcas don't have many chances of coming out victorious in a battle with a pilot whale. They earn the title of cheetah whales due to the high speeds they can reach, about 32 km per hour. Additionally, pilot whale groups can exceed 100 individuals, so orcas are generally outnumbered when facing these attackers. Knowing all of this, it probably makes a lot of sense to you now that orcas immediately flee when they detect the presence of a pilot whale. We hope you enjoyed these incredible videos and the stories behind each of these marine species. If you know any other fearsome animal that inhabits the depths of the ocean, we would love for you to tell us in the comment section below. Which of these animals interested you the most? Leave us a comment and tell us your opinion. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content, and we'll see you in the next video.